Ikki Niko is one of the players with the highest potential in Blue Lock, managing to be one of the best while only being 15 years old, being the youngest in the whole Blue Lock project. In this video, we are going to be talking about his abilities as well as his character. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, but only if you enjoy. And as promised, since you got the Itoshi-sai video to 150 likes, here's the Niko video. And let's try to get this video to 200 likes this time for a Yukimiya video. I know this is a bit higher than usual, but I trust you all on this. You can let me know what you think in the comment about Niko's character, and you can also give me criticism or character suggestions for future videos. And now, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. First thing first, Niko is the same type of player as Isagi. While being pretty weak when it comes to their body and their physical abilities, it is their vision that makes them who they are. Niko's main ability is his special awareness, which allows him to analyze the field, his teammate as well as his opponent very well, being able to partially read Shido's movement or even counter Meta Vision Isagi, and that is due to him having Meta Vision himself. Meta Vision is just a vision-based technique that allows you to see the field from a different perspective. We could even say it allows you to see the field from a higher dimension. At least that is the way Isagi explains it. He also has the Watchtower. Instead of focusing on the player with the ball, he rather focuses on the players around him, being able to detect the most dangerous spot, allowing him to exterminate that target every single time. With this, he was able to stop players like Sendo or Shido, and to even stop assaults started by Itoshi-sai's playmaking. Recently, Niko was able to develop a very decent midfielder skill set, being very good at using his vision for trading short passes, or to connect well with players like Sendo or even Baro, making him the type of player like Isagi or Lorenzo that can basically play offensively and defensively. But that is about it for his abilities. Now we need to talk about his character. As I said before, Niko is 15 years old, making him by far the youngest in Blue Lock, most of them being around the age of 17 and 18. Especially during the first selection, you can see him cry a lot and things along those lines that really show that he's younger than everybody. But he learns from Isagi and mans up pretty fast. He ends up becoming a very calm, smart and good player. He was already smart to begin with, but he didn't have the talent or the mindset for it to actually make a difference on a high level, resulting in him being completely outclassed against Ryo, Zantetsu and Nagi. At first, Niko did not mind playing the defensive role or playmaker role, basically being the center of his team but allowing Okawa to score and secure wins for them. But after being impressed by Isagi's ego and realizing that there was no way they would qualify, he decided it was time for him to start scoring the goals. He then ended up being the only one from Team Y to qualify. But the moment we see him reappear after the first selection, he looks way more confident than he was the first time we saw him. You could really tell that something about him changed. Or even seeing his team clear the second selection with what doesn't look to be that much trouble. On top of that, he also secured a spot as a starter for Blue Lock 11. He ended up being one of the most important pieces for Blue Lock during the U20 game, but that is until he got injured, and even right now being one of the key players from the U-Burst team. Niko's perspective is a little different from the other characters. For most important characters in the series, either they influence Isagi or it goes both ways. But in Niko's case, he was the one that had to learn from Isagi and not the other way around. And as I think most of us notice, Niko is following Isagi's footsteps. After seeing Isagi's goal, Niko made sure to score his goals himself just so he doesn't get eliminated. Isagi is a vision-based player and so is Niko, but this time I would say that this was the only thing that Isagi kind of picked up from Niko. They were already the same type of player, but understanding Niko is what brought Isagi to the next level. And multiple times we can see that Niko has a lot of respect for Isagi, always going to talk to him between selections and things along those lines, basically telling Isagi to get ready because he's catching up to him, or even checking up on him, just making sure that Isagi is evolving as fast as he should. Currently in the U-Burst game, Niko proved that he was the most effective when it comes to countering Isagi specifically, always being there to grab the ball from him every time he intercepts it, but to always follow his movement in a way that allows him to counter him every single time. Aiku is also a good contender for that, but I would say Niko did it more. And even though I believe Aiku is better, Niko is still doing a better job against Isagi because he's specifically focusing on Isagi. And even without focusing on him, Aiku was able to analyze his lefty shot very easily after only seeing it once, and then proceeded to make Isagi's new technique completely useless, forcing him to pass the ball that resulted in Kaiser's goal. I truly believe those two have more to show until the end of the game. Even though they already did a little bit and that right now we're clearly focused on Baro's character, I can still see them cook towards the end of the game because I can see players like Isagi, Kunigami, Kaiser or even Yukimiya trying to score. And this will be one of the most crucial moments for them to shine. And I know this is not very relevant, but can we all agree that Niko's pose is one of the coldest in the show? I couldn't explain why, but this is my favorite pose. It just looks cool in my opinion. And even though people can say that it is very simple and basic, I still believe it is one of the best, and that is probably because it matches well with his design and personality. It just fits his character perfectly. But with this aside, I now want to address Isagi teaching him in the middle of the game. Some people simply do not understand Isagi's character. I have seen people saying that Isagi was stupid for telling him about meta vision and explaining to him, basically because it could result in him losing. But then we need to remember, what is Isagi's goal? Is his goal to beat the Ubers in a match or to become the best striker in the world? To become the best in the world, you will have to play against players that are as good as they come. So the whole point is for them to be at the best of their abilities. Isagi still wants to win the Ubers game, but he wants to win it while they are at their best. What is the point in beating somebody that doesn't even understand his abilities? Where is the room for you to get better? And even though Isagi wants to win this game, if he loses this, it wouldn't even be a big deal, because he would have learned valuable information to get him even closer to becoming the best in the world. So his whole point will be to awaken Baru, awaken Aiku, awaken Niko, explain whatever he needs to explain. Then he would have to beat him that way, and even if he doesn't, it will still be a valuable experience for his future, because he played against such good players. He will have to learn from them everything that they did, whether it's defensively from Aiku or Niko, or even offensively from Baru. Playing with Noah and against Snuffy is one of the best things that is happening to him right now. He is learning so much in only 1 or 2 minutes of playing against Snuffy. So the more good players he has and the more different type of playstyle they have, the better it is for him. And I believe almost everybody in Blue Lock goes by that same logic. Even Kaiser when he told Isagi to be a proper obstacle in his life. And now after the Munchen game, Kaiser was kind of frustrated but also happy that Isagi got to that level. Now Kaiser actually has some form of rival, somebody that will be a proper obstacle in his life, somebody that will help him get to the next level and to even surpass Noah at some point. And I believe the same thing will go with Niko. Better players want other players to improve so they can help them get better as well. And lower level players are happy to play against people that are better than them because that will also allow them to improve. It just makes sense. And I believe that is the same reason why Niko is focusing on Isagi, following his footsteps but also taking any type of confrontation he can with him. Because every single one of these confrontations will end up contributing to Niko's development. And since they are the same type of player, he could learn everything from Isagi. The only difference between the two is the goal scoring part. That aside, they are both basically liberals, can play offense and defense, have a crazy spatial awareness and meta vision, being very bad when it comes to physical abilities but being good players nonetheless, not being the best when it comes to dribbling but still able to get the ball up by trading short passes with a teammate, and finally being good when it comes to intercepting the ball and reading the offense. Niko is some sort of Isagi's clone, not when it comes to their personality but when it comes to their abilities on the field and their playstyle. And when it comes to the potential, I agree that young age doesn't necessarily mean higher potential, but Niko's potential is definitely high, being on a world-class level at the age of 15. If he gets a better understanding of his abilities and keeps expanding on it, he could be one of the biggest threats at the end of Blue Lock. Let me know what you think about this video and about Niko's character. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, but only if you enjoy. And this time let's try to get the video to 200 likes for a Yuki Miyake new video. Let me know if you have any criticism for me or character suggestion for future videos, and I will see you next time. Peace.